A judicial review into the location of the final resting place of King Richard III, whose remains of course were found in Leicester, has been adjourned. The review was considering who ultimately has the right to reinter the King's remains.
But now the argument isn't just between Leicester and York. Authorities within Leicester are disagreeing as well. Helen Astle reports from the Royal Courts of Justice in London.
This has been a very frustrating day for all parties here at the High Court. The case has been described as unique, the most extraordinary case in modern times. Now, the judges have decided that there isn't enough time for them to hear the judicial review, but it's emerged there's a dispute between the University of Leicester and Leicester City Council over who has the right to reinter the remains. Is it Leicester City Council as the governing body and as the landlord of the car park where those remains were found? Or is it the University of Leicester, which was granted the licence? Is it, as it was said in court today, a question of finders keepers? It now means the Plantagenet Alliance, as well as taking on the Ministry of Justice and the University of Leicester, they're also going to be taking on Leicester City Council, as they've now been listed as a defendant in the case. Now, this is a very complex and complicated case. One of the judges involved said she'd been avalanched by the number of documents. There are over 1,300 pages of them. Now, the case is due to be heard in the new year as soon as possible, which means plans to have the remains reinterred could be delayed. So, over 500 years since the death of Richard III, the battle goes on. Helen Astle, East Midlands Today, at the High Court in London.